Okay, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to begin by giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and Shalom to you brothers that are laboring and pushing this word in truth and sincerity and with charity. I'm the brother Abraham from the camp here in GMS Chicago, coming to do another quick lesson to the Holy Spirit. Lord willing to be edifying. And this video's pretty much want to do a video on this report from RT, which is called Young Americans Embracing Deadly Violence in Droves. Why? And pretty much I'll tell you why. Alright, it's the word of the Lord being fulfilled. It's the Spirit of the Lord that's making all of this violence, pestilence, plague, destruction, and woe that's coming and is being fulfilled as the scripture says. Okay, the word of the Lord is coming to pass. Alright, because the word is faithful, is true. They do not lie. Alright, so all the destruction, the famine, it is going to get worse. It's going to increase. Iniquity will increase. Okay, we have not seen the fullness of the destruction or the violence that's going to take place here in America. Alright, in Europe, it's starting to get there. You know, the people are rebelling. The sedition among men is happening in Europe, but here in America, it's not at that level yet. And even the stuff you see in Europe, Austria, Australia, Italy, France, and many other places. Alright, you see the sedition among men when the people rebel and go against their government. Okay, which will eventually happen here, and when it happens here in America, man, ooh, man, it's gonna get wild. Okay, so you know, I'm gonna go ahead and get right into it. I'm gonna let this video play. It's pretty much just the intro of this video that I want to get. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and press play, and then I'm gonna bring out some precepts, and Lord willing, this video is edifying.
Hi everybody, I'm Farron Franzak, and I want to welcome our viewers from around the world, especially those of you watching us on our portable TV app. Well, it's about to get real personal, folks. I read the YouTube comments, and one thing many of you say that you like, I shoot straight and I'm honest, and that's all I want to be for you. So, here we go. In 1991, I was 4 years old growing up in Chicago, and the violence that year hit a new record. People were quickly moving out of the city into the suburbs because if you lived downtown, you had a 1 in 110 chance of getting shot. Well, now that number today is 1 in 101 chances. With less than a month left in 2021, Cook County has logged more than 1,000 homicides, the highest in 27 years. The stats: 81% of the homicide victims were black, 15% Latino. More than half of the people murdered were under 30, the oldest victim, an 84-year-old man, the youngest, a 1-month-old baby, killed in a drive-by shooting. Now you can put a face to those victims, and look, a screen full of little kids,
all Jake, all
taken by
Israelites,
guns and gang violence. The highest number of murders Chicago has ever seen, a little more than 1,291. The last time Cook County passed 1,000 murders, 1994, with just over 1,100. Last year, 986 murders, 2019, 675. Folks, now remember that 1,200 number in 1991. Today, I'm embarrassed to say I'm from one of the greatest cities in the country. More than 4,105 people have been shot in just 2021 alone. 4,105, giving us the whopping number of shootings are up 220%. So why? What's the problem?
220%.
Couple things. Now, if you look at this map here, and here's where I'm really going to do a Chicago deep dive for you, since I was born and raised there, you see the red hubs are where most of the shootings happen. So why on the south side? You see, back in the 1940s, the city built housing projects to help those immigrants coming over and get cheap housing because Chicago was booming with manufacturing jobs. Now, you might have heard the name Cabrini Green. Yeah, you probably know it today as one of the deadliest places you could be in Chicago back in the 90s because it became so gang-ridden and people, mainly minorities, were dying.
Israelites, all Israelites. All the neighborhood she's talking about is all Jake. Southern Kingdom and Northern Kingdom.
Left and right from gang and gun violence. That's why the city tore the last of it down in 2011. So where did many of those families go to? Where they could afford to go to. The west side and the south side, which is why you'll often hear Chicagoans boast.
South side and the west side is all Israelites. Mainly Southern Kingdom on the west side. But nowadays it is normal to see Northern and Southern Kingdom in the south and the west side.
North side, south side, west side, blah, 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 blah. Well, here is where gunshots have been heard, as you can see on this heat map. Biggest parts, west side and south side. In just about every city across the country during COVID, you saw crime rise, and one alderman asked the mayor what to do in one of the city's COVID conference calls. Here's what she told him.
From Halstead almost all the way through to Kedzie, along 47th Street, has been a virtual war zone. Half our neighborhoods are already obliterated. It's too late. I've got gangbangers with AK-47s walking around right now, just waiting to settle some scores. What are we going to do, and what do we tell our residents other than good faith people stand up? It's not going to be enough.
Thank you, Alderman. Next question.
Well, no, I want an answer. I want an answer. It's not something you ignore. This is a question that I have.
I think you're 100%. I think you're 100% full of shit, is what I think.
No offense. Well, f*** you then. Who are you to tell me I'm full of shit?
If you think we were not ready and we stood by and let the neighborhood go up, there's nothing intelligent that I can say to you.
Well, maybe you should come out of it and see what's going on.
The stupidest thing I have ever heard.
That's division. The scriptures talk about kingdom divided against itself cannot stand.
So there's that. Good luck, folks. Wear your bulletproof vests. But I would be remiss to not talk about another problem in this country. If we're going to talk about all the Black and Latino gangbangers, then we need to also start talking about white school shooters. Folks, I know it's controversial, and I hate bringing race into this, but you probably won't see another journalist try to tackle this live on air. But if you don't believe me, I compiled all afternoon the school shootings since Columbine High School back in 1999.
Oh, either way.
15 kids were killed. I got the mugshots of all the school shooters that killed more than 4 people. And look, white guys with a couple Asians peppered in. And the latest one added to the list, 15-year-old Ethan Crumbley, who showed all the warning signs, his parents even meeting with the counselors that morning to talk about his behavior. Hours later, he shoots up his school because he's bullied. So no, this isn't just a gang problem or a race problem or frankly any other kind of problem because there's one common denominator, a gun. And I don't want to make this a Second Amendment issue either, but let's just water it down and look at this for what it truly is. All the Black and Latino kids in the inner cities who have their fathers ripped from their homes and thrown in jail are looking somewhere to belong, and who's there to welcome them? Gangs, which leads to guns and violence.
Part of the curse
have
is
the white kids who don't feel like they belong.
Deuteronomy 28.
They resort to guns and violence. We all want to belong.
We all want to be part of something deep down. That's greater than ourselves, or at least 80 to 85% of us do. But for those of you watching, you're just like me. We want to belong politically, socially, religiously, spiritually, to matter, to belong. So why is it that the culture today is when you can't belong or won't belong, Violence is there to welcome you with open arms. Folks, we're going deep on this one tonight, so come with us and question more.
Yeah, that was pretty much it on that. And then they kind of go into more detail on it, why this is going on, and stuff like that. But there you have it, man. That's what's going on here in America. What's going on around the world is violence increasing. All right. So let's go ahead and go to 2nd Ezra, the 5th chapter. All right. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 5 and verse 1. It says, "Nevertheless, as concerning the tokens, right, the signs, behold, the day shall come that they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in a great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith." Right? Because these people, they're lost in the sauce, right? You know, only few people can find this truth, or very few people were chosen to understand this truth. Okay, verse 2. "But iniquity shall be increased above that which now thou seest, or that thou hast heard long ago." And this is the Most High speaking to Esdras. All right, "The iniquity shall be increased above what you see now and what you've heard long ago." All right, Ezra saw the last days. All right, he saw the last days, and it was so bad that he said, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? Who shall save me?" All right, Habakkuk said to the Lord, "Please let me be in the spirit world during that time." That's how bad it's gonna be. Okay. Verse 3, "And the land that thou seest now to have root shalt thou see wasted suddenly. But if the Most High grant thee to live, thou shalt see after the 3rd trumpet that the sun shall suddenly shine again in the night, and the moon thrice in the day." Let me jump down to verse 8. Get to the point. Verse 8 says, "There shall be confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be oft sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and menstruous women shall bring forth monsters." All right, and these kids today, man, Generation Z, even the millennials, you know, the new age kids that are coming up in this generation and the generation before are monsters, man. Especially the Generation Z, man. Oh my goodness, they're monsters. And I mean, look at the world today and how the kids are now, man, compared to our grandparents and great grandparents. Okay, it's a totally different time, man. It's a bunch of degenerates. All right. Verse 9, "And salt water shall be found in the sweet." Right. So that's talking about this truth being mixed with lies. All right, and there's a bunch of Israelite camps out there that, you know, twist this truth to fit the way they want it to be. All right, "And all friends shall destroy one another," which you see that occurring today. All right, "And then shall wit hide itself, and understanding withdraw itself into a secret chamber." And that's going into the famine of the word that's going to come. All right, because the prophets of the Lord are not going to be out in the highways and byways forever. All right, we're out there in the highways and byways because of the mercy of the Lord. All right, because He's calling the sinners unto repentance. All right, but because they despise His word, they're going to be destroyed. All right, and nobody could say that the Lord is unrighteous for this, because He had His men, He had His prophets out there. All right, Noah was prophesying for over 100 years, and only 8 people were saved. All right, this, as in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the coming of the Son of Man be. All right, Verse 10, and shall be sought of many, and yet not be found. Then shall unrighteousness and incontinence be multiplied upon earth. And that's what you're seeing. Are you seeing incontinence and unrighteousness being multiplied in the earth today? I mean, look at the news. It's all you see in the news. Okay? That's all you see. That's all you hear about is violence, unrighteousness, woes. Alright? Let's get 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. And this is something, man, we've been bringing out damn near every lesson, every week. Because this chapter is speaking loud and clear in the days that we're living in. Alright? This is 2nd Ezra 15 and 14. Woe to the world and to them that dwell therein. Woe means destruction. So destruction to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men. And, alright, that sedition, again, that's the people. Here, let's see. Let's look up the word sedition. It says conduct or speech inciting people to rebel against the authority of a state or monarch. That's all you hear about in the news in Europe. But the media here in America won't hardly mentions that. Alright? Which is eventually gonna come and happen here in America. Right? And there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings. Right? Let's go Brandon, F. Joe Biden, nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able. Did you get the jab? Did you get your second jab? Did you get your booster? Right? If you didn't, you can't come in here. Alright, and eventually it's going to be what? You're going to need that mark. Alright? That's what it's eventually going to be. Verse 18, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation. This is something we could see coming in the very near future. Man, I remember when I first came into the truth and I was first reading 2 15, 2 16, Jeremiah 30 and 7, Daniel 12 and 1. It was something that I couldn't really see happen pretty much we weren't seeing these things to the extent that we're seeing it now. Like, this is happening now. Alright? These times are not far away. We're right at the door of these events, these prophecies taking place. Alright, and it's gonna get so bad out here that Michael the Archangel is gonna have to step in. Okay? That's how bad it's gonna be, man. Alright, this is the book of Matthew 24, and was Matthew's the 24th chapter about? Right? It's the disciples were asking Yahushua, what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? Alright, which the disciples were speaking to Yahushua in their time. Alright? But now, it's this time. And these same scriptures apply to this time, man. Nothing new under the sun. Alright, this is Matthew 24. I'm going to start at 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Right, Iran, Russia, China, America, Ukraine, Israel. That's all you see in the news. Right? See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet, right? For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places, right? You can see that all over the place, right? What do you have? They say it's a shortage of supplies, but really it's not a shortage of supplies. They're just cutting it off. They're taking it away from you. And they're gonna starve you in order for you to comply and be their slave. Their forever slave. Their goal is what? To put imprint that charagma in you. Right? All these are the beginnings of sorrows. This is just the beginning of sorrows, man. Alright, let's jump down to verse 12. It says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. This is what I thought about when I saw this video, right? Young Americans embracing deadly violence in droves. Alright, so this is what's happening. And then I pulled up this article because I saw news report about this article here, so I googled the article. It said Harvard poll: 52% of young Americans think democracy is in trouble or failing. All right, and what they said is that they fear a civil war that's coming. They fear that a civil war is coming, and a civil war is coming, man. All right, that's 2 Ezra 15 chapter. That's a division. Friends invading one another. Alright. So, man, yeah, that's the perilous times, man. The perilous times that are coming. The time of Jacob's trouble. Alright, that is not too far away in the future, man. Alright, so it's important to have this truth and to make the Lord your habitation, especially in these times. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and close out and give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and until next time, Shalom.